A British Prime Minister talking about a transition. What do you think is needed right now?
I think what is needed is we have to listen to the people. For the last 5-6 days, the people, we have spoken. We don't want Mubarak. Mubarak needs to get out. We've been marching the streets. We've been speaking. Mubarak needs to get out. What we want to see now is, we're going to choose our own leaders. We're not expecting Tony Blair. We're not expecting David Cameron. We're not expecting the US or Britain to choose our leaders. What we want them to stop doing is supporting the dictatorship. You can't be promoting, peace. You can't be promoting change in your own countries. And when it comes to us, we're applying double standards. You're only looking for what is right for you, and you don't care about the people. This is a very historic moment for us. Either you don't want to be in the wrong side of history. You want to be with the people. Because these decisions you're going to be taking now you're going to be judged on these decisions in the future, and you have a golden opportunity. Either you take side with the people, and then you will be able to change the face of the West, specifically of the US, of the UK, about being your normal hypocrites. It's the time to really take side with the people, and then because we have spoken, and Mubarak is going to get out.
Okay, and it's not enough that he's sacked most of his cabinet, that he's appointed a vice president, that he's talking about democratic change and reform.
We never, when we were marching the streets, we were not asking for the government to fall. We were asking for Hosni Mubarak to get away. He did not get the point. I mean, of course he did get the point, but he's trying to play games like he's been doing for the last 30 years. Honestly, in all honesty, the last government was one of the best governments in the last 30 years in terms of economic reforms, in terms of that. But that's not what we want. We want Mubarak to get out. He's a dictator. He's been really, messing with the country for the last 30 years. So we want him out, and he's going to get out. So the decision is, and we're not, again, let this be understood. We're not asking the West to choose our leaders. We're asking them to stop supporting the dictatorship. We're going to decide on our leaders. We want the interim government in the next 6 months. We're going to have free elections, and the process, we see it how it's going to happen. What we want from you is, again, don't get involved, and just support the people for once in the last 30 years.
Okay, so even though your GDP has gone up in the past year, which is more than what most countries in the West can say, the better economy is not good enough for you. What about this fear that's continually perpetuated by Hosni Mubarak and the West? We heard again Tony Blair mentioning the Muslim Brotherhood, this banned opposition group which wants to bring back Sharia law to Egypt, wants to break down all the peace treaties with Israel, doesn't want to recognize Israel's existence.
That's the story and the myth Hosni Mubarak was selling to the West for the last 30 years. Again, it's either, as Al-Baradi said yesterday, he's on a different network. He said it's either, Mubarak is promoting, it's either me, the dictator, or you're going to see extremists, Al-Zawahiri, Bin Laden on the other side. And that's not how it is. In the protests, you see, people, kids, children, communists, atheists, Christians, Muslims, we're all together, we're all Egyptians. So, and we're all from different, factions of society. And that's what we want. So, the West needs to get the point. There's moderate Egyptians all over the place. It's not, either extremists or Hosni Mubarak or the NDP. There's plenty of people out there. There are plenty of good people, there. I've lived in the West for like 5-6 years in the US. Americans that I've dealt with are one of the best people I've seen. But the government is honestly, when it comes to foreign policy, it's here in our region, it's the worst ever. And this is, again, an opportunity to change this. Obama's been saying, promoting, yes we can, and promoting, change in his own country. But is he doing this here? Is he supporting that? I don't think so. And guess what? Yes, we can. And can you really support us or not?
Thanks, Mohammed. Thanks. I think he's made his point very clear. Dermot is asking whether the West can keep out of Egyptian politics.